We're almost set on YouTube. That's going to be great. And we're going to get Carl Reed in here. Once Carl Reed gets in here, I'm going to be able to bring him into the conversation. And Giselle's also going to help me as well. Let's see here. Boom. So we're here. We're on YouTube right now. I got that done. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, we're good. We're good here. All right, so YouTube is up. So anybody who wants to read up in this on YouTube, they will be able to see us as well. And now we also have it recorded. All right, so let's see. Giselle. Let's see if I can find Giselle. We definitely want her. And Carl. All right, so they're not here right now, but hey, we're going to start this conversation off right. So first of all, I appreciate you guys for being here. I really do. This is the first time we're going to have our meeting. Giselle, is she here? Did you see her? Oh, okay. Somebody said, hi, Giselle. I don't see her here, though, so I'm going to go and find her. But she's basically going to be watching. Oh, there we go. Why Giselle say G Godoy? How am I supposed to know that's her? All right, let me go unmute her real quick. Boom. Giselle, you should be good to go now, okay?
Great.
Carl, what's up, Carl? All right, we got Carl here too. He's gonna be leading this conversation as well. What's up, Carl? How you doing, man?
How's it going? How's it going, everyone?
Hey,
All
Carl.
right, Giselle, how about you? You saying anything? Come on, say something real quick.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for participating.
All right, so Giselle's going to be basically looking for anybody who wants to ask any questions and stuff like that as we go. And in the chat, you can also message her too. So message Giselle if you have any like questions and stuff like that. And basically she'll tell me who to unmute, and then you guys can go in and start the conversation. So let me go ahead and change this over to speaker or multi-speaker. I think that's going to be fine. Let's do it. All right, so Giselle, just mute yourself for a second while me and Carl start talking, and we'll be good. All right, so Carl, man, how's it been? We haven't seen you in a minute.
Hey, I try to keep myself occupied. I mean, it's more than enough to do. So, always working. And you guys are kindred spirits with that.
Yeah, 100%. So right now, we actually got 90 people on the Zoom call. So this is going to be a crazy conversation when we open the floor because there's a lot of people here who want to go and speak their mind. We had an amazing weekend. We have about, let's see what we got here on the numbers. So we actually got 329 reservations so far and 375,000 reserved from the fans. So definitely give yourselves some credit for that, man. Y'all really put the work in because, in all honesty, a lot of you guys are investing blind right now. There's not that much information on the campaign. We haven't talked about the cast. We haven't talked about the directors, right? We haven't have a campaign video yet. So you guys are going in almost purely off the fact that you've seen it before, you've seen what we've done, you know the work, and now it's like something that you can't wait to be a part of because it's profit sharing. Now, although there's a lot of confusion for you guys because you see on IG, not on IG, but on the actual campaign, you see that basically it's showing terms that are not our terms, right? It's like generic terms, like it's a loan. You'll get 110% back on your loan. That's not what we're doing at all. All right. So that is not the terms of the Black Sands anime round at all. It's just a placeholder until our contract goes through with the SEC and stuff like that. So anybody who's nervous about that, and I had heard some people ask questions about that, that is not the terms. That's why you haven't invested yet. You're reserving because the terms right now are capable of changing. All right. Now, this conversation is unique because we're talking to Carl Reed and we have all our fans here as well and our investors. So Carl is going to handle bringing us up to speed on what the heck's going on with the anime round and what the actual production is looking like as of now. So Carl, can you first of all reintroduce yourself because people haven't talked to you in like months, and then get us up to speed on what's going on with the Black Sands anime.
All right. And Manuel, I want to say in advance, stop me if I say too much because we got to make sure everything is in place.
Hey, so long as we have a contract, then you can talk about it. But if we ain't got it signed on contract, don't say nothing about it. Okay?
Definitely.
Because we actually got to submit this as well to the SEC. So whenever we talk about investment rounds and stuff like that, they will get a copy, and they don't like anybody talking about stuff that isn't, provable.
Already signed, sealed, and delivered.
Okay. So there we go
Well,
on that. Go right ahead.
I'm Carl Reed. Started out as an artist, animator, comic book artist, animator, illustrator, did everything in animation. Then wound up going out to LA, spent the mid 2000s all the way to 2010 in broadcast animation on shows for Nickelodeon, Disney, MTV, among a global TV, amongst others. And then I started in 2010, moved back to St. Louis and started a company called Lion Forge Comics, which later we spun into Lion Forge Animation. I served as the co-founder, chief creative officer, and president for that time. And then in 2021, at the end of 2021, I decided to step away and start Composition Media because of the changing tides of technology and new markets. Also, after you win awards and do all of these things, broadcasters and streamers, they start to have different demands. And, I'm mission based and mission focused and have to keep all of our content authentic and representative and controlled for and by the audience that is uh, involved in a project, if you say that. With that said, at Composition Media, we are focused on producing the highest quality animation possible. That's high profile with partners that, of course, everyone has heard of. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell. We've been going strong. We have our own proprietary pipelines with our own techniques, our own processes, some of the best names in the industry. Um, we brought on just last year a uh, our SVP of brands and content, Rich Morris, who comes from over 15 years at Nickelodeon, but 20 years, I think, in the Viacom Paramount system over handling global brands and licensing. We just
Carl,
recently,
Carl,
yeah,
before we go further on that, so what does Rich Morris mean to us from a investor return conversation? What does he do to actually like get the ball rolling on distribution and bigger deals with like HBO, Netflix, whatever? What's his special power, his sauce that brings
that's a great question. That's a great question. So we've assembled kind of a Avengers over here. Every little production that we do is going to be its own business. And so with that, broadcast revenues, like if you just go sell something to Netflix, that's it's something, but it's typically not enough to bring back strong returns on its own. And so what you want to do is have both those additional licenses with partners all throughout the world. So that's one component. You also want to set up things like licensing and consumer products. And this is where Rich's capabilities come in. He set up deals for brands like SpongeBob, Dora the Explorer, and a ton of these huge brands that bring in billions every year from a consumer products and licensing standpoint. And we need to do that as well for every single brand. And so that's kind of his capability. And it's not just within the animation sphere. We're looking at toys, games, bed sheets, housewares, social expressions, which is like cards and greeting cards and novelties and gift wrap and things like that, and forming really tight relationships with companies that do this and having a strong content brand, of course, led by the animation that inspires confidence in those partners. So they come on as licensees and then go produce those products and take them to retail.
Okay, cool. So, with our anime round right now, what is going on with that? Like, give us some details on the production as is, and what happens when we get our first $1 million and take it out and start deploying that capital into production? What gets deployed? What the heck gets deployed?
So this is a special production, and in order to do this properly, right? What we're doing is we're producing the first 3 episodes, and it's going to act as a featurette or a mini movie, and so that's unique in its own way. And we've done this a time before, and it's a way to get the content out and retain ownership so that we can exploit it in different ways. And so we'll have a theatrical window with this production. So it behooves us to both produce it a little bit higher quality than the actual episodes would normally be, because now you're talking about a theatrical taste. And if you know the difference between TV and film, there's always a slight difference, right? Film is always much higher. So there's going to be a little bit of a quality difference between these first 3 episodes and the rest of the series, although we, of course, are aiming for the highest quality, period. And the way we're putting this production together, we are, of course, always gunning for authenticity. So we want to make sure that at the top of things that we have the strongest creators on board. And that includes on a director standpoint. Currently, we are putting a short list together of our directors who, will have records from some of the biggest anime productions that we all have heard of. I won't go further than that right now, but we'll have a resume of big name anime. We'll also voice cast of some exciting voice folks, of course, that everyone has heard of. And we want to make sure that even down to music composition and the folks who are doing sound design, we're putting together, again, the Avengers for this production so that we can knock this out of the park and really continue what Manuel and Giselle has started with the books and the comics, and what you all have started to produce in the Black Sands comics. We want to do the same thing with the anime series, and that's what we have loaded up. Oh, Manuel, you're on mute.
Yeah, my bad. I'm actually setting a poll right now to you guys. So I just set a poll to everybody. Feel free to answer it. This is just to let us know who's actually here, right? Who invested already, who hasn't invested yet. And if there's a lot of people who haven't invested yet, then I might actually have to tell you guys how to invest, right? Let me go and pull this off and let's have this conversation. Let's widen it a bit. Let's see. So first of all, I need to bring this here. All right, cool. So that's what you got right there right now. We have actually a whole bunch of voice actors that are like really big name voice actors who are currently in the final processes of their contracts, right? So hopefully we're going to get that out before the investment round launches on August 5th, and we can get that excitement level going. But really, what I want to know from the community and stuff like that is, how do you feel about this? The fact that, you got first of all a production that's going to hit movie theaters, right? You have a production that's going to hit movie theaters. It's an anime, and usually, right? And no offense to any of our white fans, right? Because we do have a lot of white fans. We do, and Hispanic fans and stuff like that. People who are not necessarily Black Americans. But no offense to them, but this is probably going to be one of the first times you don't have figurehead Black people in charge of things, right? Where it's like, hey, I'm the founder of this, right? And it's like a Black person. But then you look at the person in charge of all the financing, the person in charge of all the what's it called, and it will be like some random dude from Hollywood, right? Some random white guy from Hollywood. That's typically what you see. It happens all the times. You also see it with like startup companies and stuff like that. You see it all the time. Figurehead Black guy, right? We're gonna go out there and change the world. And the people who actually have like in charge of all the money and all the what's it called tend to be the standard issued, right? This time it's 100% Black owned on both sides, right? And that's something that talks about power dynamics, right? For a fact that we're gonna be doing things almost exclusively for the community, right? We want to make sure that that the community actually gets a return on their investment. The community gets messaging that they care about, right? Because a lot of times Remember what happened with with American Gods? How how certain key characters were fired just because they were too pro-black, right? And they said, "Oh, we don't want that message to get out to Americans. We don't want that message to be taught to people in this volatile period." And it's like, what are you talking about, man? It's a freaking movie. Who cares what message is being said? We just watched The Joker, where literally this guy is losing his mind the entire movie, going against the American government. Literally the entire movie. He's like making it cool to be a freaking psychopath, right? Because America failed him, right? And that's fine for Americans to consume, but not, a hardcore pro-black African God, right? Who says, don't forgive your oppressors, take them out, right? It's like, so we wanted to make sure that we were actually going to be true to ourselves. And that's why we did everything independently, and not only independently, but with our people who've actually done it before, right? Carl Reed has done literally productions that cost close to $100 million in the past, with Lion Forge animation, and now it's time to actually take things on ourselves. Now, Giselle, what I would love you to do is start looking for people who want to ask any questions to us, right? Because we're just gonna open it up, man. We don't have too much time on here. I've never ran a Zoom before, so I want to open it up to our fans and our investors and everybody else, and give them an opportunity to start asking questions directly. So tell me who it is that I need to go and bring some questions up, and I'll type them in, and I'll unmute them, and they can go and ask their questions, okay? So if you have any questions, please go ahead and let her know. Let's see what we got here. Boom, boom, boom. How much are the tiers? Actually, you know what? Let me do some screen sharing and let me see. So let's go ahead and let's go to the anime round. Well, actually, I don't think I need to do that because I actually have the equipment. So let's see here. You want to know what the tiers are and stuff like that. Let me go and first highlight myself so everybody can see me, right? So I want to put me on the screen only. So this is why I'm learning about what you guys right here, man. I've never actually done it this way. Carl, can you mute yourself, I guess? Or can everybody see me before I even go any further than this? Because I'm not seeing myself. Okay, so everybody can see me. Okay, cool. So basically, when we're doing this conversation, right? When we're actually doing this, the tiers are as follows. So if you're somebody who's just starting off, this is the investor card that you're going to be looking for, okay? This is the Ruby tier, which is $250, and that is the minimum investment in the investment round, okay? That's what you're going to be starting off. That goes all the way to $1,000, right? Then you have the bronze. Look. David showed his gold card right now from the previous round. So yeah, right here you got the bronze. This is the $1,000 tier. This is for people who are going $1,000 or more. And you only qualify for your highest tier, all right? Just let you know. So it's not like people are going to be at the bronze, silver, whatever. They're going to get the top tier, and they're going to get 2 cards because there's not a single married couple who invests separately, right? They usually make a choice, or any kind of couple makes a choice together. So there's no way they're going to basically say, oh, I'm splitting it up, right? So you get 2 cards. No matter who you are investing with, you're going to get 2 cards. You can both get it. Here's the silver tier for anybody who does 2,000. We actually got a crap load of people who did 2,000, like a ridiculous amount. All right. And then we have our gold card. This is the gold card. This is for our accredited investors. This is for the people who are going all in. This is $10,000. All right. We actually got about 3 people so far who's got this right here in their card. So we are going to be going pretty hard on this one. The investment round has been going nuts. Did you know that the average investment right now is $1,100? I had never seen crap like that in my entire life, man. I've done 3 investment rounds in the past. Actually, 4. We've done 4, right? 4 investment rounds for Black Sands. And the highest average we ever had was $350, right? So this investment round is literally 3.5 times more on the average than the previous investment rounds. That's freaking nuts, and you guys are pretty incredible. All right, Giselle. So tell me, who's the people I need to be bringing up for this conversation? let's see. So someone says, Rodney. Rodney has a question. So let me go see if I can pull him up real quick. Rodney. Boom. All right. Rodney, I just unmuted you, so feel free to ask that question.
Yeah, so you talked about the current contract on WeFunder being incorrect. What can we expect from that actual contract?
Yeah. So allegedly, I'm not supposed to get too detailed on this just because they say that this is a part of the SEC. But basically, you're going to get a premium, which is going to be basically your investment plus 10% back. And that's off the gross receipts. All right. So this is basically like the regular sales. We're not talking about net sales, we're talking about just regular sales, gross receipts. You should be getting basically 110% of your investment back. So let's say you invest 10,000, you should get back 1,100 before anything happens after that. Giselle said she is muted. I don't know why. She shouldn't be. Boom. All right. Yeah. Unmute yourself, Giselle, just so you can
Okay.
get into this conversation. Basically that's how it works right there. And then on top of that, you're going to get 30 to 33% of net receipts. That's money after everything's paid for, right? In perpetuity. All right. For these 3 episodes. So whatever these 3 episodes do when it comes to distribution, right, or any money made off of the movies, right, and stuff like that, is going to be your receipts forever, right? Not short term. So I know in the actual campaign it says you get 110% of your money back, and then that's it. That's not our terms at all. That's WeFunder's built-in terms, and the custom contract will be the terms that come in. All right. So that's very important, and that's going to be the situation there. Does that clear things up for you,
Thank you
boss?
very much. Yeah,
Okay,
that
cool.
does. That clears everything up. And even my follow-up question, which was, is this a limited time or is this forever?
Yeah.
So
No limited
I
time when it
appreciate
comes
that
to
very
your
much.
returns. No limited time. Just
All
don't
right.
expect us to send you a check every 5 seconds. We're probably going to do it once a year after the first payment, right? So the first payment and then once a year after that or something like that. You know,
Well,
that's
thank you
probably
very
scheduled.
much, man.
Is that right, correct,
Thank
Carl? Is that usually how it works? How does it work?
I think he might be muted.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
I don't know how to keep it permanently
All right.
unmuted, right? But just don't mute yourself, okay, after this point, because we're all answering questions here. Go
Got
right
it.
ahead.
So we still have to work it out. We have to work it out with our accounting, so it's not too much of a burden on them. And I
Yeah,
think over time that will slightly change. In the shorter term, it'll be one, but then after a couple of years, it might even change as well as the receipts become, more regular. But it won't be less than once a year.
yeah. Okay, cool. Let's see. Who else we got, Giselle?
So we
Who's
have
up?
Gregory. He asked, what is the target goal for the film as far as fundraising?
Gregory Granderson, or which one?
Yes.
All right, Gregory Granderson. And pull you up. All right, I just told you to unmute, Greg.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up? You
Hey,
mind
how's it
turning your
going?
camera
Yeah,
on or nah, man? I don't like having faceless investors.
yeah, you can turn it off. Hold on a second. Here
Go
we go.
ahead, man. Just turn it off for me so everybody know who we
All
talking
right,
to.
here it is.
What's up, Greg? What's going on?
Yeah, just curious to know what's the target goal as far as the fundraise for the film
Okay.
overall.
All right. So the maximum goal is $2,250,000. It's really like 2 million, but there's a lot of fees that come out from investment rounds, so it's really it's 2.25 million. That's what we're going for. Our investment budget projected, I mean, our production budget is like 1.8 something million, right? But obviously things don't go according to plan every single time. So we got a little bit of cushion on there, right? And hopefully we can keep to the budget as close as possible. You know, so that's what we're looking at right now.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
No problem. You got any other questions?
Actually, yeah. So I've been trying to promote this thing. I've tried to share. I know social media is kind of. I think they're pretty much hating on this production, but
They always getting me, right?
it's tough to kind of get the views and get it out there. I noticed that there's a lot of I think social media is blocking and hating on this. So any suggestion on how we can best help to get it out to, of course, word of mouth?
Well, we're gonna have to follow Kamala Harris on this one, right? Knock on doors.
You know, another
knock on doors. I hate to say it, man, but we gotta be that ground game. We gotta get our family in there and our friends and just show them the cards and show them the stuff that we've done in the past. Like we're one of the most reputable companies out there. It's not hard to figure out whether Black Sands is legit or not. We're not Black Wall Street, where we haven't done anything at all in the past 6 years, but sell you a dream about the great wealth that's going to come your way. We have audited financials in the Black Sands Entertainment investment rounds, which actually goes through every way we spent our every single dollar for the last 2+ years during that campaign. We have 64 books that are available in our company with multiple different creators. We're endorsed by a lot of major companies like School Library Journal and all these other educational institutions. So when you hit people with receipts and then also say, and the story's dope as hell, right? That you should be able to convert people, right? And you're not trying to get people for everything they got. Just simply say, no matter what you do, at least put in 250. You've wasted 250 on a lot of other things in the past. This is one that you don't want to end up being a diehard fan or having your kids be a diehard fan of Black Sands, and you could have been collecting the check on that the entire time, right? It's like you're out here buying it anyway, but now you realize that you could have been one of those card-carrying investors. So I think that's the biggest way to go and make the difference, especially we don't want to rely on Mark Zuckerberg, all right? That's one thing we don't want to rely on. We don't want to wait. We don't want to hope that Mark pushes Black Sands out to the masses. My engagement always drops whenever I do an investment round. And you could even look right now on our reels on Instagram, and you'll see a massive dip the second the round started on average views, right? Average views went from 20,000 to freaking like 2,000, right? So not saying it's a conspiracy, but things always happen this way every time we do investment rounds in. It's best that we have a good ground game. And we got some influencers too who are working with us. So don't worry. We are going to do things on other people's pages to make sure that the word gets out. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Oh, and sorry, Greg, forgot to mention, the partnership with MVP is huge. So he's going to be helping us out when launch happens. And he should be a massive push for our British colleagues, right? All our Black British people about to be rolling in deep after the launch of the campaign, because MVP is a super celebrity out there. You know what I mean? And he's all in. So we're going to have a really good push on that side.
Awesome.
All right, bro. Giselle, who else we got?
So we have Jim Irwin. He said, when does the anime start going live? Wondering when the real action will start.
Jim just allowed you to unmute. So go ahead, come up, and we'll start that conversation.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Jim?
Doing good. So actually, I've got two questions.
Yes, sir.
First one is, and I'll make up front, or be clear up front. I love the mission of Black Sands Media. I just love this idea of providing a fresh set of heroes for people to latch onto. But my primary interest ultimately is, this is going to be like my Apple stock, like this is, I want, I'm an older guy. I'm looking at possible retirement income, and
nothing wrong with that.
and so I'm wondering two things. And I'll start with my second question first.
Okay.
So I invested, a long time ago, in, Black Sands, and I guess it's now Black Sands Media. This is a separate investment from that. Is that correct?
Correct. This is an actual film production deal with profit sharing. So this is completely separate from the other. However, and I'll because this might lead to your first question. Your investment in our company, however many years ago it was, that is still affected by the success of this Black Sands animated property. For one, Black Sands Entertainment owns 50% of the rights. So
Okay.
on the producer side, the money that comes in will be going to Black Sands Entertainment. And since Black Sands Entertainment has not sold the rights of the show into another studio, like normally Hollywood, like if you do a deal with Netflix and they're funding it, they own the rights of that show, period. You don't own them ever again. Like it's theirs. Right? We haven't sold our rights. We went in partnership with Carl Reed, and at least for the next 7 years, possibly decades from now, right? We're still 50-50 partners on these productions forever. What happens is if Black Sands is successful in the movie theaters, though you might not get profit sharing if you didn't invest in this round, your stock price will go up because you still got the money from the investment from the actual films, and people have to negotiate with Black Sands Entertainment in order to merchandise, in order to license, in order to do whatever. All that stuff still goes to Black Sands Entertainment. So Black Sands Entertainment is extremely volatile when it comes to the value of the stock based off the show. If the show does great, Black Sands Entertainment itself goes through the roof in stock price. If somehow Black Sands Entertainment, I mean Black Sands the anime does 100 million in the worldwide box office, right? That shows that we can actually do an impact. That shows that we're highly licensable at this point. That shows that we can really get the ball rolling when it comes to our feature films. And then Black Sands Entertainment will also see licensing, merchandising, placements, everything else. The value of the company will skyrocket, as well as obviously composition media as well. Right, Carl? Please follow up on this one.
Absolutely. I think this is one point. I think our next big we want to get the word out about this round, but I think the next big point to get the word out will be when we release, which we're aiming, if everything goes well, to be the middle of next year. But that'll be another point where we'll need to get the word out, because our performance in theaters means a lot to your stock price. I mean, Black Panther did a billion in the theaters, and it's Disney, and it went to Disney, right? I think we need to make sure that everybody on this call is called to action at that point as well, because it's just as critical as this moment. So I think there's two inflection points right now that we really need to focus on.
100%. Okay.
I get so the IP part of it is a huge revenue stream. So when you talk about that stuff, I just get really excited. Well, my second question is, so we talked about like a 3-episode intro thing and all of that. I'm wondering just when does that happen? When does the real action start when that stuff comes out?
Okay, so the 3 episodes is actually going to be like one movie featurette when it's in theaters, and then it's going to be 3 episodes when it hits something like Netflix or whatever. Right?
Okay, great.
Like that's what it means by 3 episodes. It's really one big movie.
Okay.
That's going to also be broken down once it hits streaming channels. And then we have 10 episodes that allegedly are going to come out 6 months after that. Right? So we're going to go back to back to back, 6, 6, 6, 6 for the whole first season of Black Sands. Right? And that's going to be a very aggressive schedule. And the reality is this, right? While like shows for like Netflix or HBO or whatever, right? While that tends to be deals that are not necessarily super hardcore lucrative, and unless we're like the most wildfire popular brand of all time where it's a bidding war going on, right? But the movies is where most of our investors will make massive recoupments, right? And the thing about it is this. I am 100% a believer in I will never betray my core audience, right? So when it comes to me, I don't care about anybody else. When it comes to me, I don't care if people are begging to throw money at me to make the next movie. And they're like, hey, it costs 20 million. We'll give you 20 million. No strings attached. We just want to be a part of it. I'm like, that's great. I appreciate that. And I'm still going to do an investment round with the Black Sands fans, right? And whoever buys in, that's their cut. I don't care how much people want to be a part of it and how little they want to control things. I don't care if it becomes a $1 billion company, I am going to give a slice of whatever pie is available to our fans. Now, you still got to buy your slice, right? You still got to get your slice of the pie, but at least you won't be cut out when it does banger numbers, even if we know we can afford it ourselves, even if we could pay for it directly ourselves without needing anybody's help, and we just have so much money in the bank, we are still going to give you guys the opportunity to invest no matter what, because y'all made this possible, right? I mean, just a year ago or a year and a half ago, we had like the entire TikTok blurred community attacking us. And it was you guys who basically said, we don't give a damn what they say, because we know what Black Sands means to our kids. We know what Black Sands means to educational and ancient African history. We know what the brand is about. And they can say whatever they want to say, but they're not going to stop our movement. And then when all that controversy was going on, when there was like literally 100 million negative views of Black Sands off of pure hocus pocus stories, we did $1.2 million like a month later. Because people were like, yeah, whatever. Y'all can talk all y'all want, but we care about our kids right now. We're going to make this happen no matter what, right? And that's why I 100% will always hold the line no matter what anybody says, right? Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all because I'm not somebody who's complete cap, right? If somebody says, hey, we're gonna give you $2 billion for the entire company, right? I'm gonna take that check. Right? And everybody's going to get a payout for a $2 billion buyout. And that's fine. I got no problem with that. If everybody's getting houses off of that decision, I'm going to let that one ride, right? I'm not going to be the person to say, I'll never sell Black Sands. We going to be out, all right? If somebody's that crazy, we going to be out and we all going to get paid. So we going to do that, right? So I'm not impractical, but I'm just saying, until it's absolutely ridiculous, that everybody I ever invested in me is going to be just freaking so freaking well off that I'm going to change entire generations. Until those days, we're just going to grind and we're just going to tell everybody, the hell with y'all. We're going to make it our way, right? We're going to do Tyler Perry without, stereotyping ourselves to death, but we're going to do Tyler Perry type numbers and Tyler Perry type power structure where nobody tells us what to do. And I think that's the future of Black Sands. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate
I'm
you.
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man. I'll tell you one thing, man. I think it's going to be a big shocker too, right? Because you've been here for a while, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a real shocker for the greater audience when they see how diverse Black Sands, the actual story is, right? Because a lot of people just haven't read it. They don't know that there's so many nations in Black Sands, right? With their own stories, their own heroes. And once that happens, I think that's what a real big viral sensation of the company is gonna blow up. Because they're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, we're not excluded from this. All those people saying that this is an exclusionary story. What happened? Well, these Spartans are dope. And I'm be like, hey, y'all listening to, fake critics. Y'all need to read the story, and it's gonna be bonkers. So thank you so much, Jim. Let's go to our next question.
Okay.
And
The next question is from Robin. She said, what is the company valued at now?
Robin, we're going with Robin's iPhone. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll unmute. Robin, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. What's going on?
So yeah, it was congratulations for starters. You guys are doing a great job. Yeah, I invested I think the first We Fund round.
Okay.
And I got a Ruby card and a Gold card. And I don't remember what my question was. So when you guys had the first YouTube, one of the very first YouTube meetings, you talked about if the company was valued at 1 billion, you could work out the numbers depending on your investment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was asking now, like what's the numbers for the company, like in terms of the value? And yeah, that was my question. Sorry.
Well, I think the last investment round we had, we were at a $40 million valuation. I believe that's what it was, right? So that's currently where we're at because we had a really strong investment round.
Okay.
We didn't blow it out the park, like go all the way to the max. So since we didn't go all the way to the max, we didn't undervalue ourselves. We put ourselves right where we're supposed to be. $1.2 million, great investment round. So that's probably a very safe bet on where Black Sands Entertainment is. It's very much going to matter on the educational sales side and also on the movie side, how those two things go, whether the value will, skyrocket at the end of 2025. You never know.
Right.
But as of
And
right
what
now,
about
that's where it's at.
okay, what about I had heard something about NBA players being interested in the company. Is any truth to that?
I don't know if
Like,
anybody said that. I know a lot of fighters love Black Sands. So I got a lot of freaking world championship fighters and stuff that are like diehard fans of Black Sands. So that's true, right? Like MVP is gonna be working with us. I'm sure a whole bunch of other British fighters are gonna just randomly start hopping on board the second he goes all in, right?
Right.
We got I'm very close with people like Anderson Silva, right? Hopefully I can
Oh,
work with
wow.
him. Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully I can work with him when it comes to Brazilian distribution. You know, he could be the face of the
man.
brand there. I don't know if that's going to happen, but you know, it's always in the cards, right? He's hardcore pro black, so he loves this kind of stuff, right? And they might be rivaling us as Americans on pro blackness, right?
They
And Pan
definitely are.
Africanism. You know,
They
Brazilians are
definitely
kind of
are.
hard.
Yeah, Brazil, man. You guys don't know. But
Yeah, they don't
anyway,
play. They don't play. They'll tell you 100%. I'm African. I'm not Brazilian. I'm African. So they
and
are hardcore proud in Brazil. I love it. I can't wait to distribute Black Sands over there. I know it'll do massive numbers. They love this stuff. So I'm excited about that, and hopefully he'll be one of our partners to do that. But yeah, fighters. Look for fighters. Fighters love Black Sands. Also, football players as well. We do have a couple of
mhm,
NFL current players and also retired
mhm.
players who probably will be saying a few things and getting in there, as well as actors that Carl Reed knows. Carl Reed knows like a billion actors. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of them working in the cast and also promoting the project as well.
Right. How are you going to handle like the translation? Like for Brazil, be Portuguese, obviously, and then if you got the football players,
We're probably
Spanish.
gonna hire the same people Netflix do.
Oh yeah, okay.
Typically, depending on who our partner is in their region, sometimes they'll take on the translation rights because they have like we can do a translation, but we aren't the best to make sure it's the best translation. So typically, our partner in the region will handle the translation.
Hmm. Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Thank you, Giselle.
Oh,
You're
no
welcome.
problem. And by the way, guys, there's a couple of people here who haven't invested yet. I don't know exact numbers, but I see right here so far, 37 people in this room, according to the poll, right, have not invested yet. So maybe you just don't know the link or whatever. But if you don't have the link and you want to get the link right now, the link to the campaign is wefunder.com/Black Sands Anime. All right, Black Sands Anime. Most of the people here already invested, so they don't need the link anymore until the campaign begins. But for anybody who's looking to invest or at least put themselves in notifications, go to wefunder.com/Black Sands Anime and you'll be able to do that. No problem. Okay. Let's open it up a little. Let's go a little faster on these questions. So next one's up. Who we got, Giselle?
So we have Kilpatrick Jones. Is there a limited time to invest? That's his
Kilpatrick.
question.
How do you spell that, Giselle?
Kilpatrick
Oh, he
Jones.
might not be in here right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, either way, the question still remains, right? You said limited time
Mhm.
to invest. Yeah, if the campaign hits max, you're screwed. I'm gonna be honest with you. So if we hit our max goal, and it only takes a week, right? WeFunder's gonna pump fake you, and it's gonna be annoying. It's gonna ruin your life, right? But WeFunder's gonna pump fake you. The government requires that campaigns like these, right? We like any kind of campaign when it comes to crowd investing or whatever, right? Requires a 6-day countdown after whenever you want to close it. It takes 6 more days after that to be open for investment. This is so people can back out if they don't want to be a part of it anymore. And this is for people to, fund their stuff or whatever. But in that time period, it makes it seem like you could still invest, right? And maybe the people who are like 50,000 over or 100,000 over might get grandfathered in as people's checks bounce or they just simply can't fund their original investment on time, right? And they just get dropped. And then people get dropped down into that. But at most, that's going to happen to like maybe 100,000 over goal. When those 6 days come in, we're going to hit like $4 million. It's gonna be like like people are gonna be panic investing like crazy, and it's gonna go through the freaking roof. And then literally 2 months later, they're gonna refund you and say, "Yeah, you didn't make it into the round," and it's gonna destroy people's lives. All right, so please, for the love of God, invest early. Everybody that's here, invest before $750,000 is hit. It's very important because that is a better rate. All right, right now everybody gets 30%. Right? People who are early and the VIP people who are VIP with WeFunder, they get 33%. All right. So Get in before, and you'll get a better return on your investment, period. All right. And we're going with that. Next one, Giselle.
We have Marilyn. She asked, when do you anticipate the film hitting theaters once you have achieved the target fundraising amount?
Maryland, right? How you spell that?
Yes. Well, she has MNM, then Marland, MARLYN.
Spell it again.
MNM. the first
NM.
letter.
Okay.
And then
There we go. Got you. All right, good. All right, got you. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good.
Okay, thank you. What, gosh, what was my question?
Your question was, when do you anticipate the film hitting theaters? Once
Yes.
you have achieved the target fundraising amount.
All right, Carl, go for it.
So we're aiming for a summer 2025 release. And now there's a lot of variables in place. So if there's a huge theatrical release and our distributor is like, no, let's not do that, you could harm the results of the film. Let's say something happens drastic during production. There's things that could make that move, but there's some key times around the June 10th area or some other areas next summer that we'd love for this to drop at. And so that means we have to be very, very, very like expeditious with the production, and also very, very in sync with our distributors. And so with that said, that's kind of the area that we're targeting, but it could slide a little bit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the answer on that one. Any other questions?
Yes, I wrote it in the chat, but I'll just ask it now.
Yeah,
I know it's like, diehard anime fan, understood, same, I'm here with you. But I'm wondering, is there any intention to potentially, if things do amazingly well as they will, to go live action? I'm just thinking about how Airbender, did
Well, honestly,
super well. Okay.
that's kind of something that's more of a question for Black Sands Entertainment if we want to pursue that.
Okay.
Because right now, Carl's my partner on everything animation, right? And we're focused on that for a very long time. Like we have a long production schedule, right, for a lot of stuff in the future. So that's something that's not necessarily anything that we're planning for right now. And it might happen in the future, but as of right now, we have no immediate, I have no immediate concern for it. Honestly, I just don't want to bite off more than I can chew. So, right, I want this to go out and do as much as it can as damage wise and sit on it for a while, right? And then once it's baked in and Black Sands is a huge mega conglomerate, right? Just doing whatever the hell we want, then I can get people to bid because I don't want to do it myself. I really don't want to be a part of it. Like, besides making sure that they don't mess up my story, I don't want to actually do the work, right? Right now I'm doing a lot of work. So anything that happens past this, I want to be as little involved as possible, right? While still maintaining the integrity of the show and everything else, or video game or whatever. So that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So
That makes sense. Thank you.
no problem. Giselle, who we got next?
So we have John. He's asking. Let me find it. Hold on. Where is it?
John. What kind of John? We just saying just John by itself?
I missed his comment. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, he was asking about the Black Sand shirts, but we don't have shirts, right?
Oh yeah, we ain't got no shirts, man. We ain't got no shirts. Carl's gonna get us shirts one day, but we ain't got no shirts right now.
Yeah, when we if let's say everything's going well and we're able to get the drum beat of folks wanting to come to theatrical, then we can probably get a apparel partner and put some shirts out there so that I like the idea someone had in the chat about dressing up to go to this thing and really causing a scene on a day. So
yeah, 100%. We might open a freaking charity. You don't understand. We might start a Black Sands charity.
Yeah.
Right? Where literally people could donate to the charity and buy out entire movie theaters for students or kids in the neighborhood and stuff like that. That way you still get a ticket sales, right? But now companies can do write-offs. Now companies can support straight up from like, just getting into all of Atlanta to go and watch the film on opening day or whatever, have entire schools take school days off or whatever, just stuff like that. That'll be really dope. The stuff that they did for Black Panther, we can get that done for ourselves, right? And, the ultimate pitch that we have for our company is just very simple. Black Sands does amazing in the movie theaters. People are literally going to put down payments on their first house from this round. Regular Black folks, regular fans from all across the world and everything else, right, who actually invest in the company are going to get benefits, not some random person with 7 houses in Hollywood, but us. So people are going to be energized. People are going to be energized, and so long as we don't drop the bag when it comes to the animation, which I know Carl's not going to do, right? We're gonna do amazing, So I'm excited about that. Let's see, who we got next, babe?
So we have BD Brown. They're asking, once we have acquired this investment, what if something happens to us and who have died? Can we pass this along to the next family member?
Yes, and I've actually had something happen like this in the past. The main thing that you have to do, when it comes to this situation is write it in your will, please. Write it in your will. All right. So if you're caring about your family members or your kids or whatever, please write it in your will. Don't make them fight in court, right? So write it in your will, who gets what, right? And the person who does eventually get the stuff, they need to have the person who's in charge of the will, which is usually a lawyer or something like that, right, to write to us, right, that you are the beneficiary of this thing and that they waive all future claims against Black Sands Entertainment when it's passed on to them, right? They take full responsibility of whatever legal actions to happen in the future about who owns this for themselves, and we're not involved in that. Once we have that cleared, we can actually transfer stuff over and call it a day. You know what I mean? But it's not as simple as, oh, we just hand it off to somebody, because then their sister or aunt or whoever the heck or spouse ends up sending us to court talking about you gave my $1 million stock to somebody else, so we just got to make sure that's all done. So that's very important for you guys to do. Okay. And remember, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but that's what I saw in the last time this was happened. Okay. Giselle, next one.
So we have Taylor Clinton. They're asking, how do you invest more money in the company?
Actually, before hold on to that one real quick. I want to answer this question from Deborah, not Deborah,
Okay.
Natasha. So I see this question. It's a really cool one. It says the WeFunder is already at 2,159,000. That's confusing me. I think I missed out. No, you didn't. I'm gonna put the campaign in here, right? I'll put it again. So here's the link to the campaign. Please go ahead right now. Put yourself on notifications if you need to, or just straight up reserve your investment now. Okay, but the Black Sands anime is a completely separate campaign. It's not the Black Sands Entertainment campaign page. That is the old investment round. It says it right there. It says funded back in 2023, right? So that's the old one. This one is a movie round, completely separate. Feel free to reserve there. Everybody in the chat right now, if you haven't invested, there's the link right there in the comment section right now. I just put it in there. Go and reserve your stuff now. Don't worry, you can still hear me in the Zoom, right? But yeah, that's what you need to do. I saw it. It was a very good question. It happens all the time. People see the other campaign that's public, not the private campaign that's not public, right? And they think that that's the campaign. That is not the campaign. The Black Sands anime round has its own campaign, and you can't even get to it by looking on WeFunder. You have to go directly through the link. So there you go. I hope you guys, whoever didn't use it yet, go ahead and do it now. Reserve your spot. Remember, reserving is not investing. Even though you might be funding that reserve, it's not investing. It is holding your spot. On day one, when we launch and we have a big party and everybody's excited about the thing, it's going to go from freaking whatever money that we raise, like our reserve, like, oh yeah, we reserve 800,000, and it's going to go 0. And then it's going to climb back up as people start locking in their investment with the final terms, and nothing changes after that day. Nothing changes on the campaign after that day. It's all legal. It's all filed with the government. Nothing can change. Those are the terms. And you're going to have to put that lock in and say, now I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. This is my call. So if it was 800,000, it's going to go straight down to zero, and then it's going to rapidly climb back up. All right. And we probably won't even hit the number that we started off with. But we're going to blow past that after like a day, because new people are going to be excited, and they're going to see that number rising by hundreds of thousands of dollars per hour. All right. So that's how it works. So don't think that because you're reserved, you're good to go. Launch day, you have to confirm your investment. Very important. All right. Now, Giselle, the one that you were holding, what we got?
Yes, so Taylor Clinton, how do you invest more money in the company?
Taylor Clinton. All right. I'm unmuting. Taylor.
Yes, how you doing?
What's up, man? You gonna show us your face? Family?
Let me see if
You
I
don't
can
got
do it.
to. You don't got to. I'm just saying, if you want to, I like seeing my investors. I like talking to them. Oh, you might have muted yourself again. Let me go help you out. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yes,
Taylor, what's your question, boss?
Yeah, I invested earlier, and I just wanted to know, how can I invest more money, like the 250 in the Ruby membership and all that?
Okay. So did you already reserve in the Black Sands anime round already?
Yes, I think I did.
Okay, so if you already reserved, you probably reserved this week, right? Or this weekend or whatever. If you want to increase or decrease or cancel or whatever, you can do that on the round. So you just say, hey, I want to invest again or whatever, and they'll allow you to go and adjust your stuff, right? So you can add more, you can take away. It's really your choice. You have full freedom until we actually close the round. Once we close the round, nobody can do anything anymore. But prior to that, you have an option to add, subtract. And I will be clear on this one though. If you add money after we hit $750,000 after the launch, right?
Mhm.
The early bird will no longer be available. So even if you add money after that date, it will be considered a completely separate investment from the money that you already had in, because it's going to have different terms. It's not going to be as valuable as the money that came in before 750. Okay?
Okay, got you.
No problem. Anything else you got?
I'm just excited for the company, man. I just can't wait till everything starts. Blast it off.
No, okay. No problem, man. Appreciate you. All right, Giselle, what we got next, man?
So we have Daryl. He's asking, will you still receive profit shares as an investor of Black Sands Entertainment and BSP Comics?
No. No, that will not be happening. Like I told you before, that stock versus profit sharing. This is one of the things that I think is a very big question for a lot of people who already invested in our company in the past. While the stock price is going to be affected by this investment round, right? While it will be affected, what is not going to be affected is like whether you get profit sharing. You're not going to get it unless you invest in this round. Movies are volatile. Everybody who invests in this movie, there's no guarantee that you are going to get a return on your investment at all. It could flop miserably, and everybody could lose the bag, including us. We're all going to lose money, massive amounts of money. We're going to all lose. It could happen. It is a possibility, right? But hopefully with the freaking decades of experience that Carl Reed has, and the team that he created, and the actors that we're going to be hiring, and everything else, hopefully we just catch lightning and we freaking absolutely knock it out the park. But that is a thing that everybody needs to understand. This is a volatile thing. Movies are volatile. You never know what's going to happen. And when it comes to that, that's why people have profit sharing on movies. That's why typical traditional investors, they get returns on investment for their investment in a movie, because a movie could flop horribly, right? Whereas the company like Black Sands Entertainment, we're going to make more books. We're going to make more books. We're going to sell more books. We got a lot of ways of making money and doing things. It's very normal day-to-day operations, right? It's much more safe than we're making a movie that's launching on this day and will be gone on this day. And if it didn't make money then, we're doomed. It's like, You know, it's a very big difference. So that's all I'm saying about that. That's why it's separate. That's why it's different. And also, you don't want a movie taking out your main company, right? So what happens is if you did it through your company, if you did it to your main company and the movie flopped, it could literally bankrupt your entire company. So that would suck. That would suck a lot. But yeah, that's the situation right there. Giselle, what's the next one?
So we have Daniel Lynch. He has 3 questions. So
Okay,
his
Daniel
first
got
question,
3 questions. Let's pull them up then. Daniel, how do you spell that?
Daniel Lynch.
Oh, there I see him now, but I don't
Oh.
see an unmute. Why don't I see an unmute? Okay, there we go. Ask to unmute. There we go. He disappeared for a second.
Oh,
Dan, you got 3
Yeah,
questions. Let's
sorry,
go. What you
probably.
got?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boom. So the first one is, brother, I've been involved with you guys since 2022. I already got your anniversary editions right here, both of them. Okay. And I wanted to ask in regards to these books after the anime blows up, right? And it does well. How would you go about selling these things? So I already got the PDF for the story. I'm not too worried about missing the story. But in terms of, another way of
I would just hold them.
making money. Yeah.
I would
Just
hold
hold
them
on to
for a
them.
while. I would hold them for at least 5 years.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
hold
So
till it's like there's hardly any of them left. There's like in mint condition, and then start being like
okay.
auction. Like I'm auction these and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That would be the best case scenario for that situation. No.
Someone said 5 to 10 years bet to make it more valuable. Okay, but that makes sense. The second question was: is there going to be more opportunities for patrons to like audition for your video games or your YouTube series or stuff like that?
Always.
Cool.
You know, we just do stuff with the patrons. The patron community is strong. I wish it was as strong as it was in the past. You know, because we used to have like 20,000, you know, whatever up there and stuff like that. But you know,
Yeah.
Instagram, it relies a lot on Instagram. It relies a lot on TikTok. So when they want to change algorithms or just straight up troll my engagement, then obviously a patron will suffer, right?
Right. Yeah.
But either way, we still make good money on Patreon, and we still fund things entirely through Patreon. So we have comic books that exist from Patreon. We have novels that exist from Patreon. So that's never going to stop. We're always going to creating new stuff through the Patreon
Right.
community and stuff like that. And the competitions will exist for all our creators, whether it's voice acting or publishing or whatever. It's going to happen. It's been going on for like 5 years now. It's not going to stop ever. Right.
Good.
And who
Good.
knows, man, maybe this movie might be funding a lot of Patreon, you know,
For sure.
stuff. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. Last question is if I was planning on getting those Ruby cards today and I use that discount code, do you know how much shipping will be, or does it say it? Because I know it says something about do it before August 5th.
You talking about the investment cards from back then?
Yeah, the ones that came out in 2023.
Okay, yeah. The shipping is probably like $7 to $8 if in the US.
7 to 8. Okay.
Yeah, if you're in the US, it's like it's like the size of a letter. It's not that crazy. You know what I mean? So
Sweet. Appreciate it.
yeah. Hey, and Carl, let me know. Carl, if you do need to hop off, just let me know.
I may need to hop off. Someone
Yeah,
just
I know you family man, I know. Sunday. So if you gotta hop off, I'm gonna stay on with these guys because there's a lot of people here. There's 135 people here right now. So I'm gonna help out as much as I can and make sure that people get their answers for at least another 20 minutes or so. So if you want to
Before I
hop
hop
off,
off, I do want to say it's great to feel the energy of the community, and I can't wait to see everybody again. I love being here. Thanks a lot.
okay.
Thanks a lot, Giselle.
all
Thanks,
right. See you later.
I see you, Carl. So yeah, that's the guy in charge of all production, man. He's gonna be hiring all the actors and stuff like that. We already have massive negotiations with certain key actors. Director's gonna be Korean. That's something you guys need to know. So he's a Korean director that's done many animes in the past. That's always good. You don't want people who are brand new to anime to direct anime. That's just, you know, that's just crazy concept. So we're gonna have a Korean director. Korean animators are gonna be doing the action scenes because they doing action scenes for decades, right? And the other scenes will be done by in-house animators, hundreds of them, right? So we're gonna be very fast in production once we get this ball rolling with this round. Giselle, who we got?
So we have Eva Marie Bell. She wants to know what would be her responsibility once the campaign opens if she reserved, and what would be the process?
You said Eva? Eva Marie
Yes.
Bell. Got you. All right. Eva Marie Bell, feel free to
Oh,
hop.
she said she can't go live because she's at work, so.
Okay, cool. I'll mute her then. All right. So what is your responsibility? Just get your friends involved, right? It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. So if we get over 2,000 investors, most likely the campaign's done. Remember, the average right now is $1,100. So we have big investors, big investors. So they're going to do a lot of heavy lifting. We just need bodies at this point, right? We need soldiers. So if you bring in 2 or 3 people besides yourself to invest in the company, if everybody's doing stuff like that, then we'll probably be done pretty quickly. You know what I mean? That's the game. That's the game. It's all about getting people in there. And you know Hollywood ain't gonna help us. You know TV ain't gonna help us. We ain't gonna be on Good Morning America talking about, wow, you raised $1 million in one day. How did you do it? Right? They ain't gonna be doing that for Black Sand. So you know that since the media is not gonna help us do the push, we have to do the grind. And remember, at the end of the day, this is a profit sharing round. This is the easiest conversation to ever have. This is profit sharing. This isn't selling stock one day, 10 years from now, like our main company, right? This is straight up. You get a check 6 months after production. Like after it hits the movie theater, 6 months later, once the dust is settled on how much money we actually made, we send a check out. All right. And the cool thing is you don't have to do additional signing up of things because this is a profit sharing ground. And because WeFunder already has systems in place to pay out dividends and everything else, all we do is send a check and we say, yep, this is how much money the investors are owed. Boom. We give them a check. Let's say it's $10 million. They go and say, all right, well, the investors invested 2.25. Here's the math, yada, yada, yada. This is how much everybody gets. And then they just send you all checks through them, right? So we don't even have to be hunting you down, trying to get you. You're going to be in the system. They're going to pay you directly, WeFunder. They're going to say, hey, guess what? You got money. Right? Everybody's going to be happy as hell. The internet's going to blow up when they get that check. So that's what's going to happen. But yeah, go ahead. Ground game. You go to the barbershop, put people on and say, look, I'm not going to argue with y'all on whether this is legit or not. Did you invest in Black Wall Street? Yeah. Where was the receipts? Because Black Sand's got receipts. Black Sand's got receipts on everything they've ever done. He said, and they're heavily loved by educators and everything else. I can't tell you how legit this company is. All I'm saying is things have worked out in the past. The stock price has gone up and up and up in the past, right? And if you want to drop this ball, right, and listen to all the social media people online who tell you about crypto and AI and all this other stuff is going to take on the world, right? It's like then you can do that, but we're going to invest in Black Sands, and and that's an easy sell. It's an easy sell because people are tired of scams. People are tired of ideas and not actual product. We're a product company. We make stuff. We have products. You put the book right in their hand and say, this is a banger. And nobody can argue with you. Nobody can argue with you when you put a Black Sands comic book in their hand. You're like, damn, this is better than 90% of the stuff coming out of freaking Marvel. So, that's what we got to do, man. That's the grind. Giselle.
So we have copy_Geo. Will there be investors meeting for certain updates? If so, how often?
Will be investor meetings like this one right here.
Yeah, they didn't want to know, would there be other meetings? If so, how often?
Well, honestly, this is a pretty big crowd. It's almost as big as the crowds I normally get on YouTube, right? So if we're doing this, instead of me pulling a comment on the YouTube page and answering a comment on a YouTube page with actually people talking, right, in a room, there is no reason to not do stuff like this instead, right? This seems like a much better way to communicate with our fans and our investors and everywhere else because we can actually have conversations, right? So I think this is better. I also think it's better for energy, right? You could see who the hell is there. You could see how many people actually are investors and not like this random number that could be faked on YouTube, right? But real people are actually there, taking action. So that's always a big thing. We're gonna be doing this a lot more, right? Hopefully we can get much bigger crowds in there, and you never know who's going to join us, right? You never know who's going to join us. We might have special people on board who you might want to talk to. So yeah. What we got, Giselle?
So we have David Boone. He said I skipped his question, but his question is, will there be merch prior to the movie release in order to advertise or dress up
Of course.
at theaters? So
of course, but that's not our job, right? That's probably going to be a licensor or something that's going to come in and be like, oh, this is a great idea. This is amazing. You've made millions. You know, we would love to make this item during the release, right? And they'll be like, okay. And they'll run out, they'll do the thing themselves. They're probably going to be a subject matter expert too, so they sell a hell of a lot of this product already, right? And they just want to have the rights to do it, and then we're going to get paid for it. So yes, that's probably going to exist. We're not going to do it, but somebody else is probably going to do it. What else we got, babe? Oh, and I'm also putting back in the comment section for anybody who hasn't reserved yet. I'm putting it up again. The campaign page. Go right ahead. And I think I'm going to share it too, just so I can show you where we're at right now. So I'll screen share the campaign page. So let me just see. Let me pull it up real quick. I got to refresh it too. Oh, damn, we're over 400,000. What'd you guys do? Well, I guess during our conversation, we were at 375,000 like a couple of minutes ago, right? Before the meeting started, but now we're at 411,000. So let me go and pull this up for you guys just so I can share. Let's see. We want to have this one. There we go. Application window. I believe that is it right there. All right. So does everybody see that? I believe so. All right, good. So we got our investment round right here. This is the information. So right now, this is what we're looking at. This is the math. All right. So I just refreshed it. So it was at 375,000 before we started our meeting. Now we're at 411,174. And I'm actually going to go through the campaign so I can explain some things to you, because a lot of people on looking on their phone, they might not be able to see the information, but I'm going to explain a lot of things about the production so you guys understand what's going on, right? But right now we're looking at 411,000 and 358 investors. You know how crazy that number is? Because 358 investors, but 411K, that means that everybody's doing over $1,000. That is crazy on average, right? And if you look at the investor breakdown, right, roughly 87% of the investors in this investment round are previous investors. These are people who already invested in Black Sands sometime in the past. You know what that means? That means that we have very strong faith in our investor pool. Like, our investor pool believes in Black Sands, and we're not people looking for new people. Like, we're not out there begging new people to trust us because we lost our original fans. That is not how it works. We are actually looking at people who trusted us for years and keep coming back, and they come back stronger and harder every single time. So that should be something that should help you when you're talking to other people about what Black Sands is and how to bring them into the fold. Just bringing up stuff like this, that literally people who've invested in the past are investing again and doubling down and tripling down. You know, someone said, Copy Geo said, this is a premium product. 100%. 100%. That is the vibe, man. Premium product. The reason why I say it's that's 100% because Black Sands has never been the cheapest product on the market. All right. Like, Black Sands have never been the cheapest product on the market. But what Black Sands has been, right, is the highest quality product on the market. Hardly anybody does hardcover books. We do everything in hardcover books. Hardly anybody has amazing background art for every single panel like Black Sands does. It almost looks like a movie in the freaking comics, right? And to see that with your own eyes, to see that premium product, not a cheap product that's Black. Like, you know how you people say, oh, we got to support this business. You support Black Sands, not just because it's Black owned, but because it's a straight up superior product to everything else. Period. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Robin in the comment section right now, she said, my original investment is 7 times what it was right now. That's the truth. People who invested at the beginning of 2020 invested when the stock price was $1. Now the stock price is 7.15 or something like that, 7.14. So $7.14. So if there was a market and she were to sell her stock would have to trade at $7.14 as opposed to what she bought it at $1. Do you understand? So over time, we're doing some banger numbers, right? Let me put that campaign link again in there for you guys. I'm just gonna put the campaign in there one more time for you guys. This is the time where if you're in the comment section and you haven't invested yet or you haven't reserved yet, go ahead to the campaign and freaking reserve your investment now while you're listening. That's not a problem. You can do that. We're still going to be explaining things, but I'll be running through this campaign right now so you can understand everything. So first, on the right side, you see here, 7 days to launch. 7 days, 3 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to launch. All right. You can reserve right here or you can watch for updates. These terms right here, this is nonsense. All right. So this thing you see right here, the investment terms, this is purely nonsense. This is not what we're going to have. However, these investment perks are true. So the investment perks are as follows. You're going to get the investor card, but not only are you going to get the investor card, you're also going to get credits in the film. All right. I already talked to Carl Reed. He said we can put names in the credits. So the credits in the film, you're going to have those 100%. $10,000 investors, the accredited investors, they're going to be able to get a special name or title for themselves in the actual credits, right? So they're going to have like an honorary role that's going to be given to them so they can have, much more like personal fame, personal glory, whatever, right? Including their gold card. So that's going to be pretty cool. As far as the campaign is concerned, this is important. So when it says what people say, I cannot stress enough, when you invest in Black Sands, or if you have already invested in Black Sands, if you could leave a testimony for why you invested and make it long and to the point, these matter a lot. All right. First of all, it controls the algorithm. So believe it or not, WeFunder has a lot of tools for people who invest in WeFunder to discover new content. The things that people discover a lot, there's an actual tab on WeFunder that says what people are saying. And anytime someone leaves a review or a comment about a company, that goes into that feed. So it might not be there now because we're private, but when it goes public, every time someone invests and leaves a comment or leaves a review about the company, it's going to go into that public feed. And if literally 90% or 100% of the comments in that feed are Black Sands not Black Sands Entertainment, Black Sands the anime, we're going to have a flood of new people coming in. It's going to be much more easier for us to go and just go viral and dominate this platform. All right. So this is super important. A lot of people have already put it in. Look at these people. This is beautiful. These are beautiful comments, man. These are beautiful stories of what Black Sands means to them and what they've gotten. Antonia, thank you so much for reserving too. I see you right there. Let's see. What's this question right here? I see a question and you can follow it up, please. Faust, where are you getting those numbers? Can we see figures somewhere? Please follow up that question with what exactly you're asking. So I'll answer it. I just need to know what you're asking. Also, just let you know we have a deck which gives a hell of a lot of information about the actual production. So you can see like the production, how long it's going to take, what we're hiring, who's doing what. It's in the deck. So you can go and check that out whenever you get a chance, okay? So here we got our team. This is the team that we have for our officers. CEO, Manuel Godoy. Carl Reed is the president. And president's more of a day-to-day operations role, right? So he handles the entire production team, everybody. So he's in charge of that. Giselle's in charge of finances like she always is. She does a really good job on that. What is the actual project, right? What is Black Sands? What is this, right? Let's see. So in the spotlight, right? So you can see right here, we've been in the media plenty of times. You'll be able to look on that when you go to the campaign. You'll be able to see a lot of our media spotlights. We've been on Shark Tank. We've been on Publishers Weekly, CBR, Atlanta Black Star, you name it. We've probably done it. The look. Have you seen the look yet? Have you seen the look yet? Someone asked, Jim Irwin said, how do we comment? Usually when you invest, when you reserve, you can leave a comment after you invest. All right. They say, hey, would you like to say something about your investment? So if you can't just straight up leave a comment in the what people say section, then do it during investing. All right. So that's for the new investors. It might not be for the current ones, but at least 100 people already did it. So I'm cited, right? That's like 1/4. 1 out of 4 investors have already left a comment. So that's great. But yeah, this is the look. This is how it's actually going to look, the show. So I hope you guys are pretty excited about this. This is pretty good. Quick unofficial poll in the comment section. Please let me know. How's the anime visual looking for you? Do you feel like this is the kind of look that's going to make a great anime, or nah, we could do something different? Oh, okay. So Anwar Foss says, how is it 7 times growth, right? So the reality is Black Sands Entertainment in 2020, when they invested, the valuation was like, I think it was $5 million. $5 million valuation, that's when they invested. It's now a $40 million company. Not only is it a $40 million company, but we've, the stock price is now 7.14 for the stock price when it was $1 back then. And our company has done $4 million in sales when we had the original investment round, we had done maybe $400,000 or $500,000 in lifetime sales. Now we're at well over $4 million in lifetime sales. So we've grown a lot. We've built a lot. We're way more distributed than we were before. And all this stuff tracks to make a company way more valuable than it was in the past. So yeah, that's how the number goes. And maybe we might even be under bidding ourselves, but that's how we did it. All right. He said, Manny Fresh. So if you're wondering what's going on here, in this section where it says, what's the ask, right? We are seeking the production budget for the Black Sands anime. The funds we secure will go toward funding the Black Sands animated property, including hundreds of animators deployed during the process. Composition Media has made many animated properties in the past, guaranteeing that with the funding, the anime will be complete and done in a timely fashion. So he's already done a whole bunch of shows and sold them to HBO and stuff like that. He's done that. He's done that plenty of times. And we're not even including in this right here, we're not even including the shows that he's done for Lion Forge, right? We're just talking about Composition Media. So this is pretty big. So obviously you see us right here, and this is his team right here, Carl Reed, his wife, Kiana, Rich Morris. Rich Morris is very big for us. Licensing, merchandising, he's very big for us. And Akil. Presumed cast, I ain't gonna give you that yet, but if you look in the deck, if you download the deck, you can see our prospective cast. Don't share it though, because I'm gonna hunt y'all down. Do you understand? I'm gonna hunt y'all down if y'all share our presumed cast. This is secret. We're a secret. We're confidential right now. Don't be sharing nothing. We will let the world know when we lock down people for contracts. All right. The market has been growing like crazy. So we're looking at the contract right now. I mean, look at the market. Animation was $254 billion back in 2017. Now it's at $405 billion currently. That's the current market. And most likely it's going to be like $640 billion by 2030. The production timeline. So here, if you go and look at it yourself, you're going to see that we're projected to be in the summer of 2025. And production most likely will finish around, probably like February or something, right? February is about the time that's done. And then after that, not production, but pre-production. So like all the stuff that's required for like like making the show, the scripts, the hiring, the directors and everybody else, all their notes. And actual production of the anime will begin probably sometime in August or September, right? And we're already in August, but literally we have the team. We have people available. So this is not a crazy thing to say that we're going to start immediately. We already started pre-production a long time ago, and we invested our own money to get that done. So yeah, that's how it's going. And most likely will be completed in the summer. So that's really cool. Return on investment, there's a lot of things here you can go with. There's theatrical, home entertainment, television, video on demand, ancillary. You got gross revenue from distributors. You have revenue attribution from the production company. There's a whole bunch of things that's going to allow us to recoup our money, not just the movie releases. You got all types of different platforms that also will pay us. So here are the big things you're going to be looking for when it comes to news once we start making money. Theatrical revenue, broadcasting rights, sponsorships and partnerships, home media, and digital sales. And this is like the very bare bones version of this. If you download the deck, there's a lot of information on these pages. I stripped that information because most people look at this page on their mobile phone. You won't be able to read it on a mobile phone. It's too small. So all the information that you want here, the extended information, is in the deck. Just download the deck. All right. We are also going to basically pad the production. So we're not, even though we're raising this money, we're also going to get money from other sources: tax credits, grants, strong partnership backbones, investment blueprints, all that good stuff. So final statement. The final statement from me, the Black Sands creator, is this: as the CEO of the production, I pride myself in never failing. For years, Black Sands has done everything that they said they would do and always looked out for our investors. This is the chance to not only succeed, but to put actual wealth into the hands of our community. It's time to break the wheel and forge our own future. As I've said for years, everybody knows this one. No more slave stories. Time for kings. Word up. That's the truth, right, Giselle?
It is. It sure
That's the
is.
truth right there, man. We've been working so damn hard. You don't understand, man. You don't understand. We've been working so hard. And not only have we been working hard, but we ain't making ourselves rich. 10%. 10% of gross sales since forever. We've never taken more than 10% sales. Never. And that's how we've always operated ourselves. And that was only after the first investment round in 2020. So 2016 to 2020, we didn't pay ourselves anything. And Giselle was ready to rip me a new, because she was mad at me, but I'm comfortable. I'm like, yo, I'm a veteran. I'm a military veteran. I got my VA benefits. I'm good. I'll survive without this money. And Giselle was like, well, I'm not good. We're doing too much. We need to get paid. And I was like, fine. But we're only taking 10% because we need to fund these new productions. We need to fund new development. And, we've stuck to it ever since that day. We've never changed. 10% is the maximum we're ever going to take, and it all depends. If I grow the company, I get more money. If I don't grow the company, I lose money. Simple as that. You know what I mean? And I'm very satisfied with our level of life. I'm never going to be complaining about anything. I'm not a bragger. I don't go out and buy Bugattis because I can. Right? I don't give a damn about flexing. All I care about is receipts. I would love to be able to show people that I did things the right way in the future, and that's what's up. So we'll take a couple more questions, and then I'm going to kill this meeting. All right? And as I said, if you haven't invested yet, here's the link again. All right? Keep giving that link because we might as well get you while you're here. Right? We might as well get you while we're here. Right? And remember, just because you did it today does not mean that you're locked in. You have to do it on August 5th again. You have to confirm it. All right? You have to confirm it. And please take the time. It's only going to take a couple minutes, but take the time to review the final terms. Don't just assume everything's the same. Review the final terms. Make sure you understand exactly what's going on so you can be an informed investor and everything else. It's just really good practice to do. Right? Don't ever trust me. Verify. All right? Verify. So here's the link. Okay, Giselle, who we got?
Let's see.
And we're starting from here, okay? So we're not going to go back in time.
Okay.
Any new questions from this part? Martin said, which branch? Army. I'm an Army guy.
I'm Army too. I'm Army also.
All right, so I'm gonna try to go super fast through these questions too. But if they're ones to have a conversation, I'll look through them as well. Because right now I see a lot of questions, so I'm gonna go through them. Okay, IPO date or not yet? Yeah, we ain't doing IPO for at least 3 years after the film hits. Right? I wanted to bake. I wanted to see how the valuation of the company goes, and then go public. You're doing enough if you have all these movies and you own the rights. Eventually people are going to just massively inflate your numbers. They're going to be like, it's $1 billion company, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. I guess if you believe it, let's go. Right? It's like, so I'm gonna wait, but when it does happen, he said, that's when we're all going to go bangers and everybody can sell their shares, right? At a ridiculous number, right? And we could, not all your shares, about 80%. You better keep some. Don't sell all your shares. Sell about 80% max. Okay. Let's see. Will there be
So
another
Rome-
opportunity?
So Rome, he asked, can we have an anniversary? I guess the anniversary every 2 to 3 years in theaters?
What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
You should, I guess, pull them up and
Yeah,
ask.
yeah. What's the spelling of the name?
Rome, Rome.
All right, Rome. Got him. Okay. Pulling you up, Rome. What's that mean?
Hey man, how y'all doing? Farm in the kid. Can you hear me?
I can, but it's very low.
Okay, sorry about that.
I can hear you clearly now.
Basically, just anniversary of just replay the movie again. I know some movies come back.
Oh, okay. Hey, you never know what
So-
kind of partners we have, man. We might rent out stadiums just to be clowning on people, right? Right? You know,
Oh yeah,
I'll
that'd
be
be
the first
great.
person to put a movie in a stadium. I don't give a damn. We're gonna be in a basketball arena or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a party. It's a party, man. It's not about watching the movie. It's about being around your family, being able to bring your whole family out and just having a great time together, you know, and flashing your cards and be like, hey,
yeah.
what's up, baby? Yeah, just do that group photos. So yeah, that's what I feel about it, man. We're gonna do events, right? And you guys are gonna be invited. I think I haven't. Oh yeah, I forgot about that perk. So I'm gonna add an additional perk for $2,000 tier. All right, the $2,000 tier, I'm gonna add an additional perk. It's going to be people who do 2,000 or more are going to be invited up to four tickets to the premiere of the Black Sands anime. That means you could bring you, your spouse, 2 kids, right? Most people don't have more than 2 kids, right? If the situation calls, I'll add more tickets if I have to, but that's the bare minimum, all right? For anybody who's doing 2,000 plus. I'm saying 2,000 plus because I really don't want that many people. We have a ridiculous amount of 2,000 plus people already, all right? So I don't want to end up having like 20,000 people qualify. I want maybe like 100 people max because that's like 400 people, you know, and theaters aren't that big. So we got to make sure that we can actually get everybody in. Right, so 2,000 to cut off for that specifically. With that being said, we will have our own convention again. We were supposed to have it last year. We got screwed over by bullcrap, right? Got canceled by the actual venue, but we are going to have our convention. We will have it, right? And that's all investors are invited, you know. So it doesn't matter. So yeah, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good on that. Giselle, keep going.
All right.
All right, catch you guys later. You know.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. What is the average amount of investment you can receive? By Keith Davis.
What is the average right now?
Yes, I guess he's asking what's the average that he can invest?
Oh, well, no matter
Davis.
what, it's not multiple times. So you're going to have to make a decision on how much you want to invest in the investment round, but it's not multiple times. It's not open all the time. It's only open for a very short period of time. If everything goes well, it might even be closed in a week, right? So make sure you got everything in before that max hits, all right? Make sure you got that locked in. Don't wait, right? And it's not like you can give 500 now and 500 later. You're just going to increase your investment from 500 to 1,000 whenever you make that decision or whatever. It's going to treat it like one unless the money came in before and then after the early bird, right? So if that happens, it'll be considered separate. But if it happens on the same side of the fence, then it'll be considered one investment. Let's see.
So we have Robert, he's asking about the anime investment round. Is it
Yeah.
just for this movie or future productions as well?
100% any additional movies, regardless of what movie it is, I am 100% bringing my fans to invest in it. Even if I don't need the money, still doing it. So there'll always be opportunities. This does not affect those though, just to let you know. So no matter what happens, season one, next movie, whatever, it's all separate. All right. Film is always separate. Film has different companies and everything else for legal purposes. They're always separate. So just remember that as you're investing. The next movie, don't think, well, I already invested. Nope. You got to invest then too. All right. It's always separate, always separate. Hopefully you'll have plenty of money from the first investment round to go and dump into that next one. All right. So that's what's up on that. All right. What else, babe?
Let's see. Oh,
I think I
so
just
I guess
answered
he's trying to
Robert's.
clarify what he's saying, Keith, Davis. No, what is the average amount Black Sands receive from investors?
$1,100 at least. Might be more, but it's about $1,100. And it's way higher than what it was last time. Last time it was it was $350. That was the biggest round we ever had. All right, that was the biggest round we ever had. It was high energy. It was more than before. I think it was like a 30% increase from the previous investment round. This time around, we increased the average investment by 350%. So I don't even know how to explain that really, because we didn't even talk about the actors that are going to be on this yet. I just think you guys are ready. I think you guys are ready to get your slice. You know what I mean? Like it just hits differently. If you've seen how much Black Sands has grown over the years, right? Which most of y'all have, then you know it's time to get your slice. It's time to get your cut of the growth, right? And that's a different feeling. It's a different feeling. Plus, I've given you plenty of time. I think I've given you plenty of time. I've been telling you about this since January, that eventually an investment round is coming. Save your money. Don't use all your taxes, right? I was like, please save your money. Dude, you said this is the most important round. So yes, people have been coming very strong on this investment round. I'm very proud of you guys. You blow me away completely, you know, because you'll be able, and this is the greatest thing about talking to people now about this investment round, plant that seed, so that when we lock down these actors this week and we announce it, you could just throw that water on that seed and it's gonna rip them to shreds when that plant comes out. Because they're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, you already in this and that. They got that. That's not fake at all. They're gonna be like, there's no way that's fake. Because you know, once it goes away, once you have certain level of actors. Once you have a certain level of actors, you know for a fact there's no way this is fake. There's not a single fake production this person has ever been a part of. It's always been real. It's always been out. It's always been a massive success. And that's going to be the energy you're going to drop on people because you can basically dunk on them. At that point, you're going to be able to dunk on people, be like, see, I told you. You ain't believe me, but now it's over. So don't be coming out. Don't worry. Don't invest. Don't invest. You're good. You said it might be fake, so you're good. We got this. I'll be investing. You good. You know, and watch how many people flock in once that happens, man. So plant your seeds, man. Let people know. And when they have their doubts, be like, okay, you'll see what happens. And once them receipts start coming in, you're gonna be like, dang, they just gonna be so easy to go and be picked. So that's what's up. What else, babe?
So we have William C. Johnson.
What's William got to say?
What about merchandising and licensing rights? How are they being used to raise funds?
Other people, and they're completely useless for raising funds. So they will not be helpful at all for raising funds. They might be helpful for funding season 1, right? But they will not help the production of Black Sands, the anime feature in movie theaters. That's too early. We have to do it now. We can't wait for those deals to happen. So that's completely irrelevant to this anime. You know what I mean? Maybe the first 10 episodes, though, for sure, it'll help that. It'll help that a lot, but not these things.
All right. We have Antonisha Felton. She wants to know, will there be another opportunity to invest in the company? I think she's talking about Black Sands Entertainment.
Yeah, Black Sands Entertainment, maybe not. You never know. I'm not in a desperate need for money, right? So I just don't have a reason to right now. We'll never know, though. You never know. I'm very frugal. I don't spend money for no reason. So I'm very frugal. I'm very, very, very like conservative when it comes to spending. So I'm very well off as far as like company health, right, and company accounts. So I don't think we're going to do an investment round for a while. But it might. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying that it's not likely to happen anytime soon.
So what is somebody asked the investment day? I guess they mean the date the animation investment round is going to start.
Well, that's August 5th. August 5th is the day that you're gonna have to come back in and confirm your investment. Some of the people were concerned. Just let you guys know, I'm not telling anybody who isn't already in. I'm not telling anybody at all, not Instagram, nobody, about this link, right? I might tell people on live YouTube because you showed up, you might as well be a part of it, right? It's not everybody shows up to the YouTube episodes, stuff like that, or Zoom calls. So it's very important. You guys are going to be there, and you guys will be able to confirm on the spot. But when it comes to the public, and when it comes to everybody else, they're not going to get the opportunity. Patrons and previous investors will always be first. So I literally will not even tell the people who are on Zoom with me or the people who are on YouTube. I'm not going to give the link. I'm not going to do anything until they've done a massive amount of damage. All right. So they're going to get it immediately. Like they're going to have exact time, exact day, every day. They're going to get it immediately. And then everybody else will be able to go a couple of hours later, right? Or if they're on YouTube, like maybe 45 minutes after the launch, right? And there's going to be a lot of money that's going to be on the board in that 45 minutes. All right. But you always got to let your previous investors and your patrons get the best benefit, period. Right. So they get the better rate no matter what. I have to do that. I absolutely have to do that. All right. That's just a tradition we've always had, and we'll keep it forever.
Let's see. So Keith Davis, he wants to know, are there plans for multiple seasons or spinoffs if the anime is successful?
Yeah. Well, no matter what, we're doing more. So this is just the first part. The first full season of Black Sands is 3-10, 3-10. 3 is the first anime movie feature, and then 10 episodes, first half of season 1, 6 months later. Second movie, 3 episodes, and then 10 episodes, the end of season 1. Right? So that's how it goes. It's 6 months between each part. So no matter what happens, we're going to be in production for the next season right away. Like we're not going to wait for anything. We're just going to keep going and going and going and going. So that's in the cards already. That's already in the plan. We're not going to wait for nothing.
So what kind of music and sound design can viewers expect from the anime?
Grammy award-winning Black people. I don't know who. Carl knows. Carl told me, he was like, yeah, this guy did all these major multi-billion-dollar movies and stuff, and he's gonna be the guy. That's the guy we're gonna use. He got all these Grammys. I said, all right, I trust you on this. I don't know anything about it, right? so he's gonna lock that down. He already has massive relationships with those people, so that's what's up. He's probably gonna lock that down. Expect Grammys, lots of Grammys.
So Nate Holloway, he wants to know, when the movie blows up, how long before the company goes public?
3 years at least. I want it to bake in. I want it to bake in. So that's what's going to happen. 3 years, at least 3 years. And what's great about all this is that we're really setting ourselves up for the George Lucas effect, right? We're setting up for that. We're not ever selling our actual rights. We're not selling our rights away forever. Most people have to do that when they want to be successful. They have to sell their rights to everyone. Stan Lee, Marvel did what, billions and billions and billions of dollars, and Stan Lee, he was pretty poor compared to the company. compared to his IPs, he was extremely poor. The fact that Spider-Man was owned by Sony was a freaking poison pill. Like Sony made so much money off of Spider-Man, and he could never get his character back. Right? It's like they bought it. They bought that character, and that was it. And it's like, that's not us. That's not us. We've done so much through the crowd, through the fans, that we never had to give a piece of our soul every time we move forward, right? And now when we get to the big stage, we've already know we could do it ourselves, so they can't talk to us any old kind of way. They can't be like, hey, I want to buy the rights to Asar. I'm like, good for you, buddy. Well, I'm coming out with the next movie for Asar next summer. But thanks for letting me know that you were interested. See you later. And they're like, wow, that was so disrespectful. I was like, yeah, but that's the thing. When you could do it yourself, they have to talk to you a certain way. They can be like, we would love to sponsor, right? Like Marvel, like, hey, we would like to make a spinoff for Asar, right? And we don't even want the rights. We just want to make this one movie, but we don't own Asar. It's your character. We just want to be able to benefit from it. And that's the kind of situations where we might allow people to go and make stuff on Black Sands, but it'll never be where they actually own the rights to any of this stuff. besides the distribution rights to the product that they created. That's it. You know what I mean? That's power. That's what we want.
So is it going to be IMAX or Regal Cinemas for theater choice?
No clue. Carl has that one. I actually do have a clue, but I can't tell you. But but he has a very strong relationship with one of the major movie chains in America, right? So we're gonna get screens. We're gonna get screens, and it's gonna be on paper. So you guys know we're gonna have 500 to 1,000 screens, no matter what, right? You're gonna know exactly what's going on. And according to this investment round, if we just blow it out the water, we might get a hell of a lot more screens than we thought we were gonna get. You know what I mean? Because momentum is momentum. If people are freaking blowing up, and this is one of the only films that's ever done this kind of damage that quickly, they're going to be like, wow, the energy for this is way higher than we thought it was. We're going to put it into 5,000 screens instead, right? And so we'll see, right? It's up to us, but we can make it happen.
So
Okay,
is there
just give me 3 more, and then
three
we're
more?
gonna
Okay.
call it a day, okay?
Okay.
And we'll just take that last second to go and check on the campaign, see where it's at, and that's it. Then we're gonna wrap it up, and you guys go out, tell some friends, do whatever. Up your pledges. You heard what I said about $2,000 thing. So if you do want to be at the premiere, right, hang out with us and probably a couple celebrities and all that other crap when the premiere happens, then bump yourself up to that 2K. And secure it. But yeah, we got 3 more, babe. What we got?
Let's see. Is there a specific time to invest on August 5th?
It's scheduled for 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's scheduled that time. So hopefully that's when we do it. But it's all on my call. I might change it just because I want my patrons and previous investors to invest early before everybody else. Right? So none of you will know unless you're a patron or previous investor, right? But obviously people who have notifications set will know, right? They'll know because they'll get emails immediately saying, hey, just let you know, it's time to actually do it, right? But for the most part, the public will be completely clueless. So while it's scheduled for 3 o'clock, we might change it on a dime just to go and make sure that our people are in first. All right, the base.
Okay. Are there any plans to bring BSE app back at a later time?
Nope. I'd rather just do like an exclusive deal with WeFunder, not WeFunder, with To or Webtoons, right? I'd rather just do it that way. We tried it. It's a lot of infrastructure. I don't really think it's necessarily worth it. Just let them do it and let us get paid all together and call it a day. So what I'm saying? Let them handle that, and we ain't gonna worry about it. We just gonna keep doing what we do, which is make dope comic books, and they gonna handle all that Webtoon stuff. So yeah.
So this is the last question for the Black Sands game. I know it's in the works. Are the developers planning on adding concept art, illustration, sketch art?
The demo's done. The demo's done. The demo is done. I'm scheduling a meeting with Microsoft to make sure they say yay or nay first, so we can get an exclusive deal on them or not. But once that's done, and if they say, oh yeah, we love it, but we don't want an exclusive on it, right? Then I'll release the demo to everybody to go and check it out, see what you think, right? And then I'll have to make some decisions on how to fund it and what's direction for the final product afterwards, right? But I'm in no rush for that right now. Right now, this is like a black hole in the Black Sands world. This anime is right on the peak, right? And we're about to deploy 100 animators. It's all hands on deck at this point. All right, so let's go and check on the campaign one last time. I am going to put the investment round link in there one more time for you guys, just so you guys got it. Boom. All right, so I just put it in there again. Let's go to the campaign. Let's share the screen. Boom. So we're sharing the screen right now. Let's go, and I'm gonna go back to my campaign raise because it doesn't show it here. It doesn't show it here, and the reason why it doesn't show it here is I could technically get rid of this right here, the exclusive Friends Invest First public launch on August 5th. I can get rid of this clock and show the actual number that's done, but it doesn't look like you're exclusive, right? It looks like it's just a campaign that's open, and I don't like that, right? I rather that it looks like it's 100% private, because it is. Nobody can go on WeFunder and actually find this campaign. So prefer this, even though it's not showing a number and showing that we're actually doing massive numbers, but that's fine. We can just go to the campaign right now. So I'm gonna go to the campaign. This is Black Sands Entertainment. Don't worry about this. This is just the last investment round that we did with Black Sands Entertainment. But I do want to show you something that's actually pretty important. So if you look at this, right, this is what happened. April 2021, right? This is what happened. It went up, it went up. It started off at $500,000 in the first freaking day, right? And it went up and up, over time, over about a month, 2 months. It went up by like to right about here, right? 912,000, 912,000 on July 20, is that say July 28th? Yeah. So on July 28th, is that? No, it's June 15th. There you go, June 15th. So June 15th, it was at 912,000, all right? And then the message came in. The message came in that said, almost sold out. We are closing in 6 days. So this is the 6-day countdown. It went from 912,000. Now look how long it took to get from 500,000. So 500,000 to 912,000, right? It took about 2 months, right? 2 months to get there. 6-day countdown. 1.188. That was how much we raised. So we went from 912,000 to 1,188,000 in literally 6 days because people saw the countdown and they were panic investing at that point, right? This is the thing that I'm trying to tell you guys about when it comes to this investment round. Get in early, secure your stuff because it goes crazy in the last couple of days. Last couple of days, it goes absolutely insane. All right, let's go to Black Sands, the anime, and we're sitting at, what's our number? So we're at $425,000 right now. That's the number that we're at. All right. So we were at 411,000 earlier when we checked it, right? When we checked it, it was at 411. Now we're at 425,000. Well, now we're at 429,000. So somehow we went up 4,000 since I literally just said that, right? So we're going up. We're going quick. Giselle, I'm gonna give you the floor for a second, please. By all means, let people know. What do you think about what's been going on, your experience over the years, and how much this kind of stuff means to you as somebody who's really been looking out for everybody's finances, right? Because you're the CFO, you're the money person, you're the person who deals with the accountants and taxes and all the other stuff, so we don't get sued and locked up. So what's your thoughts, babe?
The journey has been great. Starting from the beginning in 2016, we started in Queens, New York, and just grown over the years. And I just really thank you guys for believing in us and trusting in us. And like Manuel said earlier, we're very frugal with our money. We don't spend it on luxury cars and luxury houses and jewelry, clothes. I'm quick to go to Walmart to go shopping. So I've always been like that ever since I was in the military. I'm a military person. So it really taught me discipline, and just not afraid to do anything. The military, they put you through a lot of stress and whatever. So this really prepared me mentally to run my own company successfully. So it's been rewarding, and I'm so glad you guys are on the journey with us. We're going to make you guys proud for sure. I'm going to make sure you guys get a return on your investment. And yeah, I'm just so excited about this anime round because everybody is amped up, fired up, and I'm so fired up and just ready for you guys to get a return. I just want to see you guys be like, hey, I got $20,000 extra money from my investment. I'm excited.
That's it, right?
And yes. So, and you guys want to tell everybody Black Sands is the truth. They didn't lie to us. They wasn't a scam. They wasn't scammers. We actually got our return on our investment. So that's why I'm just so excited. I want to make you guys happy. And I just really thank you and appreciate you guys sticking with us through the years. And yeah, let's go. I'm ready for August 5th. I am truly ready. And like Manuel said, the voice actors and stuff, I already know who they are, but I can't wait for you guys to, get a chance to know who they are. You guys are going to be so excited, very elated. And I'm very excited, guys. I'm really.
All right, so that's it, everybody. Thank you guys so much. I see Ryan, Jim, James, it's Gio, Edward, all my soldiers. He said, Jorge over there, I got you, baby. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it, man. I like Zoom. I like Zoom. I like seeing people. I like seeing
Yeah,
people,
we like
man.
seeing the
That's
faces
the
'cause-
greatest thing, man. Being able to
Yeah.
talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, so I appreciate you guys so much. This will be on YouTube. It's recorded, right? So it's gonna be on YouTube. You guys can watch it there. If you want to replay anything. And yeah, we're gonna bang out numbers, man. I think we're gonna do $1 million in the first day. That would be a very big feat for us to do $1 million on the first day. But I think we got the power. I think we got the energy. You know, no matter what Instagram does to me. You know, Instagram be looking at me funny sometimes. They'll be like, you get 100 views. Like, what? 100 views? Like, oh, whatever, man. But yeah, we're gonna get it, man. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all in the comment section. Thank you for making this so interesting. A lot of great conversations. Even one person talking about the French Olympic time. People were talking about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So that's what's up, man. People got great experiences, man. We got a lot of global people, man. It ain't just Americans who are Black Sands for life. There's a lot of global people out there who are doing big things. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And we out. We're done. All right, let's end it. See y'all.
Bye.